India is in love with crime fictions and thrillers right now. Why else would every popular author run to write their own crime fiction or thriller? From Chetan Bhagat's sequel to his first crime fiction to Anuja Chauhan's first attempt at contemporary crime fiction, I have read and reviewed them all on this channel. But today I am doing something different because I am going to give you a spoiler free review of a debut forensic thriller. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. But before that, hi there, I am Manpreet. I am India's leading books YouTuber who likes to help people discover new books and develop the habit of reading. I make a lot of book reviews and recommendations on this channel. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, follow me on my social media and turn your notifications on so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And now let's get started with the spoiler free review of Murdrum by Dr. Sohail Makwana. I would like to thank the author of this book for sponsoring today's video. And before we dive into discussing the plot, story, characters, writing style, let me talk about the genre of this book first. So there are a lot of types of crime fiction novels out there, but things like legal thrillers, forensic thrillers, medical crime fiction, these kind of books are rare because of the barrier of entry. Books in such kind of subgenres are usually written by actual practitioners of this industry. For example, legal thrillers are mostly written by lawyers, and similarly, forensic thrillers, crime fiction, medical crime fiction are written by doctors. And this one has been written by Dr. Sohail Makwana, who is an MBBS and MD doctor. He's also a photographer. Basically, he wears multiple hats, and now he has penned down this book, Murdrum. What is the story about? So this follows this CBI intern Komal, who has her own agenda and her own backstory and her own reasons why she wants to be in CBI. And then she discovers a serial killer who is on the loose. The serial killer is smart and has been on a killing spree. Now, Komal also happens to be a skilled forensic scientist. Now, she has the power of the technological advancements in medicine with her to catch this serial killer. But would she be able to do that, or is the killer too smart? This is just the battle of wits in this book, Murderum by Dr. Sohail Makwana. Now, the number one thing that you will notice and admire about this book would be the genre, the discussion around the medical advancements, the discussion around the forensic science and everything like that. The author has effortlessly incorporated these elements into the story, so they are entwined with the Komal search for the serial killer and she discovering this serial killer. So all of that is really interesting, and I feel like if you do not like anything about this book, anything, you would still end up liking this part of the book where you get to know a lot about the magic of forensic sciences and the magic of medical technological advancements right now. Let's talk about the plot of this book. The plot of the book is intriguing, it's fresh, it's entertaining, and it keeps you going. You start this book, and no matter what kind of thoughts you might have about it, no matter what kind of reservations or expectations you have about it, all of that would change as you continue reading. Because for me, by the time I finished half of the book, all the expectations that I had, all the expectations I had from the story, like this is where it could go now, all of that went for a toss. The author has come up with something entirely different and something very amazing. And I forgot to add that with the forensic thriller stuff, the author has also added elements of the caper story. Now, what is a caper story? That is when you read a crime fiction, but from the perspective of the killer, from the perspective of the criminal. And this book also has those elements which actually make you question as a reader that is this bad person really a bad person, or is this bad person a victim of his circumstances and a victim of other people? So those kind of questions do come up in your mind when you read the caper story section and when you continue reading the whole book. One thing I would like to say is that so ending of the book is always something that people have a lot of discussions about, and I, because it's a spoiler free review, cannot talk about the ending. But I would say it is not what I had expected, and I just do not really feel satisfied with the ending. Obviously, the author has written to be continued, so I'm expecting maybe there's a second part of the book where a lot of things would be explained. But you were following this story for a long time, and this just the ending came out of blue. So that is one thing that I did notice about the book. Now, talking about the writing style, I felt it was really simple and flowy, and it is a good book for even beginner level readers. So if you're just beginning out with forensic thrillers, you can totally pick it up, enjoy it. Even with all of that forensic stuff, all of that medical stuff, the author has managed to make it super simple, which I really admired about this book, because this just opens up the book to so many more readers than typical readers who have read a lot of crime fiction, lot of hardcore thrillers. Even a beginner can read this and enjoy it. So 18 plus only, but you can check out this book writing wise. Talking about the characters, so there are a lot of characters in the book, and if there is just one thing I would say I did not like about the book, it is the character arcs. Okay, first of all, there are so many characters, and most of them are just names in the story. They do not really have a big role, so I feel like even those characters could have been cut down. Those characters could have been less, or they could have gotten more space in the story. The book has been written very well, so a little bit more backstory about them, or a little bit more arc in these characters, that could have made this book even better. Even Komal's character arc, that is not something that I felt good about. But otherwise, the characters are interesting. There's a lot of police investigation stuff, Indian police system stuff, forensic stuff, of course, and there's also a touch of Bombay vibe. All of that made this book a really good read. Another thing that I have noticed in the book is the red herrings. So first of all, what is red herrings? These are basically elements, important elements of crime fiction novels, where you are given some information that is sort of misleading. Now, these are very important to crime fiction novels. These are like the basic backbones of a good crime fiction, from Miss Marple's cozy mysteries to Poirot mysteries, and everywhere, any type of crime fiction, red herrings are a part of it, and they make the book good. But about this book's red herrings, I mean, after I finished the book, I'm just feeling like, how do they make sense? What was the point of those red herrings? Because they have to fit into the plot as well, and they have to be natural. So maybe that is explained in the next book, because in the end you see to be continued, and you just got the taste of whatever you were looking for, but not a big enough taste. So maybe that is in the next part. I am not sure, but yeah, that is also something that I noticed about this book. Overall, I would say Murdrum is a really good forensic crime thriller that is intriguing, interesting, fresh, and that has a plot that will keep you guessing. If you're looking for an Indian forensic crime thriller with serial killer elements, this is the book you need to pick up. I gave it 4.3 out of 5 stars. I feel like as a debut book, this is a really good novel. So if you want to give it a chance, just pick it up. The author himself is donating parts of his income from this book to COVID warriors. He being a COVID warrior himself, that is a great cause that he has invested in. I'll leave more details about it in the description, along with an affiliate link to this book in case you want to check it out. And in case you have already read it, just let me know what you think about it. Do you feel the same about the things that I liked and disliked about this book, or do you feel something really different and you want to start an argument over? Just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back with another book review and a lot of recommendations videos very soon, so stay tuned. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.